Well, we've had a lot of horrible winter storms, 3 in a row in fact. So, the first chance I get to dive out there, I'm out there. But it's only a 2.5 hour session. It's going to be tight. Well, I've just set up down at Woodland. Well, they shut at 5:30 this time of year. Winter. 2 minutes to 3. 2.5 hours trying to catch a perch. It's going to be windy. I've actually got the dry unhooking mat around the camera trying to keep the wind off it. So it's perch I'm after. One big perch which set me up for the session. I just got some in there, some sort of micro pellets I think they call them. They call them atomic something like that. Who knows? But these things. So I don't want to go heavy duty. There's only one other gentleman fishing. He's been there, I guess, for the day. He's said he just walked around and had one skimmer beam. Nobody else here at all, no idea why. It's a Saturday. I never normally fish at the weekend on a Saturday, but I just thought I've got 2 hours left, I'll give it a go. Sun's out, cold, breezy, and I'm in a little corner around here. And the reason I want to put those smaller pellets in is because I don't want to attract the carp, the dreaded carp. They may well show up, who knows, they might not. Single hooking the prawn, a BB about this far from it. 5-6 pound line, Avon rods, usual setup, same old. I don't know why I mention it because that's the only rods I use half the time. And 2 silver bobbins because my new hair grip type plant stick bobbins that I talked about in a film, they've disappeared. I painted them, I don't know where I put them. Probably hid them somewhere. But anyway, I've got some silver paper, there's bobbins. I'm going to sit back, chill out, literally chill out, and see if I can't pick one perch up. Wow. It's my first trip out for a long time. The thing is, with these small micro pellets, all you've got to do is damp them. I literally damp them, and you can put them in quite loose. So if you want them to go really squeezy hard like this, they'll still break up on impact. They're pretty handy bait actually, and hook bait is going to be good old, well, basic prawns. I've done well on them before. You just go at the supermarket, £2, whatever it is, 50, £2.75. Just cold water, cooked and peeled prawns. And you can eat them yourself if you don't get any bites. Lovely. So, set myself up, throwing little bits of ground bait. I'm not doing huge, great big handfuls in them. I suppose for a matchman, they'd be mortified saying, Graham, you're piling it in. But I don't think so really, because there's hordes of roach in there and they eat all those little micro pellets up. Just a pair of Avon rods. I've got them pointing straight down low, like that, so there's minimal resistance to my almost weightless silver paper bobbins. I had my new hair clip bobbins or garden cane bobbins, and I put them somewhere. I couldn't find them, so I've had to use rolled up bits of silver paper, which we did years ago, and you know what, still caught fish. £5 line straight through, and there you are, just fishing out from the edge of that bush. As it was windy, I made myself a couple of bushcraft monkey climbers, we used to call those, and you could just, it stops the silver paper blowing all over the place, and it could still slide up or down on that stick, but I peeled it to make it nice and smooth. Okay folks, I'm on. I've had 2 or 3 bites. I thought they were perch, and this one I guess has got to be a carp. If he stays on. They're really fast bites I've had. I had expected the perch to be slow bites, to be honest. Really fast bites, a sort of spooky carp, I feel. Tell you what, it's a big one, but it won't win Lipstick of the Year award. Not with this mouth. It's a big fat one. It goes about 10 pounds, 11 pounds. It saved the blank. I had hoped they wouldn't move in, but there you go. It's action. But you can catch these all day long in the summer. It's the middle of winter and I wanted a perch. I've still got about 40 minutes though. I noticed there's quite a lot of wildlife on Watmore when I was there. This is only, as I'm filming, 48 hours ago. Is that an Egyptian duck? Or is it just a mallard that somebody spray painted? No, not those three, they're just mallards. This guy here, how colourful is that? Look at the beautiful colours on it. I like that sort of target on his eye there, brown around the eye. But I don't know, I think they're called an Egyptian duck. And I guess because it's winter they're migrating. I don't know, somebody tell me. And then I've got this one down as either an immature black-headed gull or a tern. I think it's a tern because there are lots of tiny fish in Watmore, real like 1-inch ones, and I've seen these guys there a lot. And of course that dreaded swan, every fisherman's friend. Not mine. Well, I've got another hookup boys on the prawn. Mainly obviously it's a carp, so once they move in I've got a little chance of catching a perch, I feel. I've got 30 minutes left if I can get this one out. Because of the cold weather they fight really, really well. Here at Watmore's deep, you know, rod length out and it drops right off. Just hopefully fishing the prawns just on the edge of that drop off. I'm not even a rod length out, I can see by my rod here. Clean the camera at the same time as fighting the fish. It's another common. Does seem a hell of a lot of commons in here, I must admit. I guess he's about 8 pounds. I'll put him on the mat trying to keep him, but won't bother showing you. Check him out here. There you go. Might even go 9 actually. The reason I was using those tiny sort of micro pellets is basically so I didn't want to attract the carp. I wanted to go in with small little pieces that were going to attract the roach, and the roach in turn would be all active like this, and along comes the perch and basically grabs the roach. When he gets there feeding, he's all confident because there's a load of small roach that are not looking behind either their shoulder, looking behind them, and there's a chance the perch will either grab the roach, which is no good to me but he's attracted to the area, or he sees my prawn on the bottom. So I want to try and think like a fish, and probably smell like one now, is I'm trying to get the perch happy in that area, if you like. Look, patently obvious it's not working. The only thing that's happy in there is the carp. But it's a gamble you take, so if you go in heavy with the ground bait, chances are you're going to pull the carp in and that'll be the end of that. There's still a chance of a perch, but generally they're going to be after the roach, and the roach will probably get pushed out of the way by the carp, so the perch will probably just cruise on by. You never know. That's what we go fishing. Getting cold now, sun's going down behind the hedge here. Just all like that, just Something they called atomic something or other fancy, you know. Somebody gave them to me, a couple of bags of them. They've got to be 4 years old. I was just talking to another chap. He's come all the way from Kent, which is a long drive. I was sort of shocked, but I shouldn't be shocked. As I said, I used to finish work at 6 o'clock, drive all the way to Kent, Sandgate Castle, Dungeness, that sort of area, fish till 3 in the morning for cod and whiting, sleep in the car and then come home. So at least he hasn't got to sleep in the car. And yes, I'm on again, and it will be possibly a carp, or the biggest perch known to man. I don't normally like fishing with gloves on because the rod's a bit slippery. I feel this is not the size of the others. What happens now is the wind will go possibly to very cold easterly as the high pressure, which we've got, moves over us. That's why there's no clouds. It'll be cold tonight. But worse, it sort of puts a blocking high pressure easterly in. This is on the south coast. Not on the coast, but I'm in the south of England. And that's really the end of the fishing for me with a biting easterly. I'm not going out on that. Fish don't feed very well. So I'll be into the workshop. First one's a mirror. That's a nice winter mirror. I'm down to about the last 15 minutes. Well, I've missed a couple more. They lock up 5:30. I've got 2 minutes. The gentleman kindly gave me, who just left, a load of lobworms. So now it means I've probably got to go fishing again, doesn't it, to get rid of these. I don't know what these were, £3 or something. But Miranda's, these ones, really big, 25 big lobs, £8. Thank you, sir. Well, we get them used carefully, one at a time. I might try and sneak one river session in before the season closes, but he was telling me that the weather's getting bad again next week, so who knows. Anyway, I think it's time to start packing up. It's difficult because it's still light. It says gates are locked at 5:30. I don't want to be locked in here for the next 24 hours. Well, okay, so I didn't get the giant £3 perch. It was just a hunch. I just wanted to get down by the water late afternoon. I could have got one. I could have. You've got to think positive, guys. And anyway, once those carp moved in, at least it did give me a bit of winter action on a cold winter's afternoon. Got to be grateful for that, especially after those storms. And you know what they did? Mike just recently bought a Woodland. It blew down one of his huge ash trees. Yes, calling the cavalry. We had to get over there fast. And here you can see this huge ash tree been blown over in these recent 3 storms we had come through. And look at the size of the roots. And how far up does that root go? And when I went there with Mike, it was still howling. Look at these 100-foot trees with no leaves on them. They're still blowing around. So, like all good woodland owners, Mike's out there with his little chainsaw, tidying up there. But we've got to get this huge tree that's gone over into the pasture field next door. We've got to get right round the other side because it's a super view there, as you can see. This is just on the edge of his woodland there. But it's gone out into the field. So basically Mike's got to get out there with his chainsaw and see if he can get through it. We normally use Ryan, but this had to be cleared, and Ryan wasn't available at the time, and Mike has got, he's bought himself a little battery chainsaw. Watch out. Oh, did that work? Pushed it the other way. And the other thing he's doing is making some hedgerow. Now, he cuts that, puts a split knot all the way through, bends it over, and then he does just nip one or two of the lower ones, leaving that split. You want the sap to go up that split he's made, just nip off the others. If you go onto TA Outdoors, you can see how he shows you how they used to do hedge laying like this years ago. And those three lighter bits sticking up are going to grow vertical up in the air, and he's just going to nip off the underneath ones and then drag them off, and that will eventually grow into a hedge. Check out the TA Outdoors site and you can see there how Mike's been making hedgerow around his woodland. And this is a good sort of viewing site, if you like, so I sit there, and what I wanted to do was get some of those logs back in the wheelbarrow in the workshop, sharpening up the old log splitting axe and get it to work, because there's nothing better than having a log burner with some decent wood like the ash, which they tell me is supposed to be called the Queen's wood because it burns so well. So I just put a little bit of an edge. It's a log splitter, so it's a splitting axe rather than a sort of cutting axe, if that makes sense. But I still wanted to use it and get these logs broken down. Once I got the axe sharpened, I get them in a wheelbarrow and take them over to my miniature sawmill, if you like. Look at that poor old girl in the background. Look, the old yellow boat just doesn't get used at all. Terrible, really. So you can see the size of the logs, which Ryan cut on one of Mike's other TA Outdoor site shows. So it's just a question of stacking the logs up ready. They're all split apart. Get them on the log burner. I've already got the base of the log burner burning, and just see how good ash is for log burners. Well, that's enough log chopping for now. Now comes the moment of truth, to see if this ash is any good. I'm sure it is. Should burn hotter, slower. Fingers crossed. There's only one other thing to do now, people, after a tough day collecting wood from Mike's Woodland and chopping it all up. And that's one of these. Thanks for watching this one. Had a bit of fun catching those fish, even if it wasn't the £3 perch I was after. And what boy wouldn't like to be playing with that chainsaw and the log splitting axe? We'll see you in the next episode. Hit those subscribe buttons. Try hitting the like button. They tell me it's totally painless. And we'll see you in the next episode.